Hello, my name is Brian, and in this video, I'm going to discuss about countries which are allowed on PayPal. Now, there are countries which can receive from PayPal, and there are countries which can send only on PayPal. Actually, there are countries which can send and receive, but there are also countries which can only send when they can't receive from PayPal. We're not going to look at every country because there are so many countries, but we're going to look at a few countries. Sorry, I'm going to show you how you can check if your country is allowed on PayPal to do maybe paying and receiving, or it's allowed only to pay, something like that. But I'll talk about a few of them. Then I'll talk about the countries which are kind of more favored on PayPal for reasons I don't know. Okay. And also I'll show you, I'll talk about if you're coming from a country which can't receive, what do you do then? Can you create an account using another country? And if you're going to do so, can you create it as which country? Can you use US? There are countries which are kind of sensitive. For example, in US, people ask you for a social security number. So even if you kind of beat or go around the fact that your country is prohibited, then you use US, you have to kind of look for an SSN. SSN is like full social security number. Social security number. It's used to kind of track taxes, stuff like that. In UK, it's called NIN, something like national insurance number. It's used to claim tax and benefits, something like that. So if you kind of just set your paper as like maybe US, you end up having issues to do some paperwork, some IDs. You have to look for social security number to submit, which you can actually just get. So you'll be stuck with the money. I've seen people who are stuck with the money because they use the wrong country, because they are trying kind of to go around the restriction from PayPal. So let me dig into it. Now, if you're coming from Europe, I think you don't have to have an issue about PayPal. Europe, everything, PayPal is like from Europe. So most of the European countries kind of work well when it comes to sending and receiving. So in Europe, we're not going to really talk a lot. Maybe for Russia, kind of because of the current issues, I think Russia can now work on PayPal. Okay. I will talk about, I'll show you how you can check. I'm not going to mention every country, but I'll show you like how you can kind of check your country from here if I don't really mention it. I'll be sharing this link here on the top. I think I'll put it in, it's going to be in the video. It's down in the video comment. No, in the video description. So you can go to this link, then you check your country if I didn't mention it. Now, let me go back to Africa. Africa is one of the most affected countries on paper because most of the countries can send, but they can't receive. It's almost like it can work most of the countries, but please note, in Africa, things are a bit different. You can send, but you can't receive. But there are some countries which can really work, okay? For example, on this side, you have Kenya. Kenya can work. Actually, out of the 50 countries, there are like 11 countries, if I'm not mistaken, as per the update of 2022 and 2023. Paper hasn't added any countries yet. Doesn't show any sign of adding any of this year, which is starting of 2023. So out of the 50 countries, there are like 10 or 11 countries. We have Botswana here. Botswana can receive. We have Kenya. All right. We have Lesotho. We have South Africa. We have Mauritius. All right. I think I pronounced it right. Mauritius. We have Morocco. Morocco can send and receive on PayPal. Morocco is somewhere. All right. Then we have Zimbabwe. All right. We have Senegal, Senegal, I mean, Akon City. Yeah, Senegal can send and receive. We have Egypt. Okay. Where is Egypt? I think it's an E. Yeah. We have Malawi. They can send and receive. We have Seychelles. Wow. Now the rest of Africa can only send unless maybe there's an update which hasn't been released. But as per what I know, as per what paper mentions online, these are the only countries in Africa which can send and receive. Now, if you want to confirm this, like for example, sorry, if I haven't mentioned your country, for example, if I go to Madagascar, let me click on Madagascar, okay? When you go to Madagascar, you will see paper is saying like paper is for everyone who pays online. It's only mentions pays. Let me go back. When you go to Kenya, paper will say paper is for everyone who pays and gets paid. So if you go to your country homepage of paper and you don't see pay or get paid, it means you can't actually receive. So if paper says you can only pay, it means you can only pay. All right. For example, when you click on South Africa, they say paper is for everyone who pays and gets paid. Okay. So for countries can't receive, they don't mention about receiving. When you go to where can I go? Let me go to Nigeria. When you click on Nigeria, they don't mention about receiving, it only shows paying. Okay, so these countries, when you go to this link, you find it in the description. You go to paypal.com/that stuff, all those things in the URL, or you just click on it. When it loads, you go to your country. For example, when you click on Canada, of course, Canada can send and receive. You will go, you realize they will tell you about receiving something like that somewhere. Okay. But when you go to your country and there's nothing like receiving, just know like, your country can receive. So that's the quickest way I can tell you guys how to check if your can work. So I'm not going to go all these lists, but when you click your country and it can, and there's nothing like pay and receive, just know you're done. When you go to like let me say when you go to let me go to maybe when I click on Tanzania, you realize they say paper is for everyone who pays online. It doesn't say pay and receive as other countries. So that's how you can check if your country can really work. It's a matter of just going to Google and you say paypal.com. If you're coming from maybe Tunisia, it will open a page for Tunisia, something like that. Then you just check on your homepage. So let's continue now. In Africa, I've said like the 11 countries can receive from PayPal. Botswana, Kenya, Lesotho, South Africa, Mauritius, Morocco, blah, 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 as we have seen. But there are three countries actually, which are favored a lot. Like if you look at Botswana, by the way, Botswana, in Africa, there are three countries that where you can enter UK without a visa. Yes, surprisingly. Botswana, Mauritius, Seychelles. Individuals with passports issued by these three countries, Botswana, Mauritius, and Seychelles, can enter UK without a visa. Actually, even Namibia. Yeah, but unfortunately, Namibia doesn't receive on PayPal, So these are kind of really, I don't know why the others can, but these are guys who are a bit favored, not only in PayPal, but also in travel. Botswana, Mauritius, and Seychelles. Okay. So for the rest of us, if you're coming from Africa, if you have not had yourself on the list, you unfortunately can't receive from PayPal. Now, if you can't receive, what can you do? All right, you can set when you're signing up, you can use another country so that you can receive. All right. We usually help a lot of people to do that. Okay, because when you're coming from, let me say, you're coming from Let me say you're coming from Rwanda. Rwanda can't receive from PayPal. When you go there, it says PayPal is for everyone who pays. It doesn't mention like pay and receive. So, but remember you're doing freelancing work on online and you want to receive money. It means you can set your account as maybe South Africa. Okay. So you can say when you set it as South Africa, then what happens? How will I withdraw the money from my PayPal account? Because the money first reaches PayPal, then you can withdraw it to your bank or whatever. So their website which offer the services of PayPal to mobile money actually in Africa, in some African countries. That is something which you can get time to research. Okay. Also help if you also do some withdrawals from some countries. But that's something which you can do if you're coming from maybe like Ethiopia, you can create an account as Kenya. You try to use a neighboring country so that PayPal doesn't really find it weird to be in Ethiopia and you're using maybe Israel account, you know, kind of. It's kind of weird. So you try to use a country which is near you. Then you can try to, if you have a friend there, you can set it up for you, you know, something like that. All right, for the countries, that is the end of my video, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.